So thanks a lot for this invitation, because I guess this is a very important event. From probably, as you know, I'm back in Romania after a long time. But I see that there are a lot of transformation now in the country, much more than I was here from 2008 up to until 2011. Definitely, this is the transformation time is due to all the needs that we have from energy standpoints. And I would say that the new Green Deal this year, the 2020, is a transformational year. Why? Then we are going to talk about COVID, obviously, that is an unprecedented event, but it's true that it's the beginning of the decade in which we are going to all the countries are strongly pursuing basically the new targets. On the other hand, due to the exceptional condition, we can rely also on new injection of EU funds. Let me say that now is the moment in which we have to put, thanks also to these funds, the money in the right project for the future of our countries. And in order to exploit as much as we can this kind of transformation in the most positive way, as all just to make fun. So it's true that all in all, the electricity that's being used is lightning. Not improving the candles, but with a transition. And this just for fun, but is giving the idea on how much we have to invest also in the new technology in order to achieve this kind of transformation. Let me start from renewables. I heard from many speakers that renewables. I don't want to bother anyone about this. I'm very happy about what I heard. It's clear. It's not the case to debate whether this kind of sourcing are the future. I would say the present, but I would say even moreover the future of the. Hello?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, of this of the generation. They already shown, and we as an ENEL group, we were the actors also in many geographies of this success. They are cheap. They are effective, easy. The time to market is very short. So I want to go through this tip point. On the other hand, in Romania, we have a very important plan. But we should focus on the enablers. Why? Because this plan, and especially this kind of transformation, which renewable will be the future of generation, it requires a lot of effort, I would say. It's not an easy job, in the sense that we need the policy makers enabling basically this kind of investment. How? First of all, I would say, coming back to Europe is starting again in renewables quite recently, because I would say that most of the development, even though renewables were the cradle of renewables, then quickly moved around the world. Now that we are reopening basically the development, we should be sure that all the conditions, and I would focus on permitting, would be available and addressed in the proper way. Otherwise, as you know, the pipeline that are basically the engine of any development will be flourishing in difficulties, and this is clearly is giving some drawbacks in the development as a whole. On the other hand, I would say the main important task is talking about flexibility. It's clear that a green world from generation standpoints will require a lot of flexibility. Flexibility is also a complex word in the sense that there are a lot of means that can obviously enable this kind of flexibility due to the obviously the specific features of renewables. But I would say grid investment, Henri, I would like to go through the flexibility needs. So grid investment, not only for the country, but also through the borders, and coming back to the overall concept of renewable as a as a European target are very important. Then storage that are absolutely needed, the electricity one through batteries, but not only, because also green hydrogen might be, even though from industrial standpoint well behind the electricity storage, might give some obviously the green one, so the one using once again the renewables as an engine, let's say, to store the hydrogen, might give us some good opportunities. Then the demand response obviously is another important level. The dispatching at medium and low voltage in order to enable also prosumers to be active in this renewable world. I'm mentioning many means, and all of them should be framed in a regulator framework that should allow basically this world to this field to develop. On the other hand, I would say that this is relevant to renewables, but we have a lot of other challenges, and I would mention the customer centricity. Already, Corinna correctly was addressing the point that now the customer will be more and more active. I would say in other two fields of basically the targets that we have in front of us, namely transportation and the energy efficiency in building, this kind of actor, customer, will play a very important role, in the sense that most of the choices will be on their hands, I would say, in order to address this kind of revolution, the Green Deal. I would say that here the EU funds will play a very important role, because already Romania already started in that way, but should leverage a lot on these funds in order to attract investments in transportation and also energy efficiency in both industrial and civil buildings. I would say that also the flexibility that I mentioned before, or storage and the other parts will be crucial. Also here, the funds might be very important, because not all these kind of means are already in the money from an investment standpoint. So in this case, since are strongly needed in order to accomplish the renewable development, will be crucial to be insert this kind of investment into the EU funds. And this is an indication, obviously, for the policymaker and who inside the government is looking at this kind of funds. Then digitalization is another very important chapter. It's simply to say that the demand response, some of these of the new investment that I mentioned are simply impossible to be done, and they are not working without digitalization. The demand response, but any kind of platform in which you can exchange data are crucial, and digitalization, without digitalization, is impossible. Moreover, what also Corinna was saying, the distribution, the discos are playing a very important role, in the sense that the distribution grid will be an asset, not only for the service that they are providing to the customer, but also for the connected business. Aggregation, for instance, will be crucial. So the data available, the smart meters, are a good example of a device that are clearly crucial in order to be implemented, in order to provide data not only to the, the distributors, but also to all the system, also to the DSO, also to the customer, in order to be aware of what's going on in terms for the customer, for instance, from the consumption. All in all, these are the main topics. Then I would like to spend the last minute talking about COVID and the pandemic. Obviously, the pandemic was an unprecedented event that changed our life, but I would also I would like to address positively what we learned from this pandemic, hoping that from health standpoint we are going to overcome in the near future. But just to give you an example, we learned, all of us, to manage remotely a company that was probably so far was judged impossible, and became a reality. On the other hand, looking what's going on with the climate change that is pressing us, I fully endorse also what Mr. Iancu said about. I feel the urgency about this, all the action to be put in place to change, to fight against this climate change. Also, in this respect, we assist for the first time, probably in history, a decrease in the consumption of CO2. So the production of CO2 was decreasing for the first time. I wouldn't, leave also nationwide to reflect on this, because we have to overcome the health crisis, and also to pursue the economic recovery, but we shouldn't leave the occasion to think about how to reduce the CO2, and for sure the new Green Deal and its implementation in Romania will be an exceptional mean to achieve those targets altogether. Once again, we can't achieve those targets leaving behind some of the important places that we have. So that's why we're talking about transformation. Thanks a lot for your attention and for the chance to talk in this very important event.